Moon womb deciphered. Let's get into it. Now we see the moon. We see the moon phases. We see the calendar that is aligning with the moon phases to where particular dates of different phases are recorded. We see the codification of the word moon. We see various codes involved. And those are going to be very important going forward for us to remember. We see the imagery of the womb synced up with the phases of the moon. And then when we look at the codes for the womb, we see similarities in the codes for the moon. And then we see a way to track your fertility cycle. We see the moon is synced up with the womb as far as a 28-day cycle. Okay, the cycle of the woman is synced up with the moon. Okay, womb has a frequency of 19. The moon has a 19-year cycle, complete cycle, 19 years for it to complete a revolution. We see the menstrual cycle, similarities with the moon. We see the particular codes that I have identified here with womb and moon that are very similar or the same and have a correlation to reveal something more than what we just see in just the name itself. But there is a rhythm and a rhyme to the moon and womb. Rhyme is the reason. We see the phase of the moon is a new moon that looks actually like a period, and we can see that a period is a dot when you are writing, but it is also an indication of a menstrual cycle of a woman. When she is on her period, it lasts for 7 days. We see the correlation between period 59 and 927 and womb 59 and 927. Same cipher. You see, that is how a new moon looks. Okay, and that is a period. So we know that, these words have different frequencies, and we know that these words are similes, and these words are spelled differently and pronounced the same. They're pronounced the same and spelled differently. The words are spells, and it's like once you start to break down the meaning of these words and what they really mean, and be able to find evidence of the codes that are in the backdrop of the word itself, then you can start to make higher degrees of observations, and you can align and recognize these patterns. And we see that every indication and every correlation based on all of the evidence is pretty clear that the beast knows this, and this is why the beast is able to make birth control for woman. It's like woman should know how her cycle is synced up. And then we see periodic table, we see the period, and then we see the periodic table, which is the womb of the universe, and the material realm is full of elements that are indicated on the periodic table. And this is a close proximity to the word period, which contains vitamins and elements and substances that are not found on earth, but are found inside of the womb of the woman, to where this is how she's able to produce a temple or a body for man and woman. Okay, we see the lunar eclipse in 4 days from today, penumbral on June the 5th, the 65 to 56. And then we see lunar eclipse is 56. This is very important. Okay, we see moon is 65. We see the codes of this occurrence and this event being used for the backdrop of this puppet script that the beasts have came up with to mimic and artificially mock and mind control from programs that are developed out of that man and woman. And then we see what the lunar eclipse looks like, and then we see that the universe is a womb, and as above, so below. Mother Nature created the universe.